Everyone, thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your daily vitamins. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so it has been a very trying day, you all. I'm sorry about what happened earlier, but I actually had to leave the house and go elsewhere to do this live because my internet still isn't working. Okay, so I'm going to stay here until tomorrow afternoon, so I'll be live again in the morning. But with that all being said, let's get ready to get into it. Everybody hit the like button, please. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, let's get into it.
Karmelo gon' be just fine. God gon' see about this in his own time. Hold your head high, don't let him steal your life. Karmelo gon' be just fine tonight. Peace be still, peace be still. That's just how we feel. Peace be still, peace be still. Keep your faith for real. Storm clouds hanging, people talking every day. Everybody got opinions, got something to say. But we praying for the truth wherever it may lead. Praying for the family and everybody's needs. Know we tapped in, we watching every move. Trying to stay together while the world keeps choosing sides to prove somebody hurting, somebody crying. That's the truth. So we asking God for wisdom while we're searching for the proof. Karmelo gon' be just fine. God gon' see about this in his own time. Hold your head high, don't let him steal your life. Karmelo gon' be just fine tonight. Peace be still, peace be still. That's just how we feel. Peace be still, peace be still. Keep your faith for real. Stay strong, little bro, don't give up the fight. The Most High still working in the dark and in the light. Family standing with you, love standing too. Keep your faith in the storm till you make it through. When the pressure gets heavy and the nights get long, remember every trial ain't where you belong. Keep your eyes on them all, keep your heart on God. One step at a time, keep moving through it all. We ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. Love gonna lift us when we're feeling on the ground. Hands to the heavens, prayers in the sky. Trusting in the truth as the days go by. Karmelo gon' be just fine. God gon' see about this in his own time. Family coming, faith coming too. The strength of the Most High gonna carry you. Peace be still, peace be still. That's just how we feel. Peace be still, peace be still. Keep your faith for real. Karmelo, stay strong. Keep holding on.
All right. So hello everybody. So listen, there has been so much information and stuff coming out today. Okay, so we're going to get into it. Now I'm going to start the broadcast off with playing that video from Fox News that I played earlier for those that missed it. Okay, so let me just shout out those of you in the chat. Hey Reggie, Lawyer is here, DJ Big Six, Greta. All right, Jerron, I see you. Let's get into it. Pearly, Candy Girl is here. Alice, all right, 504 Nola, DJ Big Six. All right, J Love the Queen, 57 Beige Fox. Okay, let's get into it. Simply Sandra, T Lily. Okay, so shout out to all of my loyal Rose and everyone tuned into Queen. I see you, Dark Tube and Marie James. All right, and Nessa G, Chris B, Pretty Wings. Okay, let's get into it. Danielle. All right, and shout out to Desmond because Desmond has been checking on me all day because he knew that I was just about to have a whole fit because I could not get online. And I wish I had thought of what I'm doing now. I wish I had thought of this earlier because I'm actually at a hotel. Okay, please pay attention. Now, with that all being said, okay, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes and then we'll get started.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right. So that all been said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find her products at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil and she has sales often. Okay. And shout out once again to Truth Brown for that lovely song dedicated to Karmelo Anthony. All right. So y'all, let's get ready to get into it. Okay. And this hotel I'm at isn't the greatest, but it's what I could find on such short notice. Because, of course, I didn't have a reservation anywhere. So we're going to make it do what it do. Okay. So let's get into it. Okay. I'm going to go, like I said, to the Fox News report first, and then we'll get into the rest of the receipts. Everybody, please hit the like button. Thank you in advance. All right, here we go.
Civil rights and criminal defense attorneys are joining Karmelo Anthony's legal team pro bono following his murder conviction and 35-year prison sentence for stabbing and killing Austin Metcalf. His new legal team writing, quote, "Our appellate team has been retained following the conviction to conduct a fresh independent review of the trial record. Our responsibility is to determine whether a legal error occurred and to ensure that every issue supported by the record is fully and vigorously presented on appeal. The appellate process exists for precisely this purpose." Project 21 author and co-chair Horace Cooper joins me now. Horace, he's bringing in heavy hitters from the NAACP along with a prominent appellate specialist. Will it work?
Well, it depends on what the goal is. If the goal is actually to get this sentence overturned, I think it's highly, highly unlikely. However, if the real purpose is to create racial friction and engage in a publicity campaign that creates the impression that here in Texas, people aren't able to get along well, and that we have major racial conflicts, that could be effective. You've got the Benjamin Crump team working here. You've got the Texas, the president, Gary Bledsoe of the NAACP. You got people here who are capable of using a platform to create a narrative. And that's why it's so important that the judge recently released some of the video from the trial so that people could see for themselves just how shallow the claims are that this trial was a miscarriage of justice.
Let's break down your claims in turn. Let's start with the law. They can't re-argue the facts on appeal. You just can't do that. That's not how appellate process works. And this judge, to your point, really ran a tight ship throughout this case. So there's not a lot of error potentially to attack there. So besides arguing that there were no black jurors, what else is there? Do you see a potential Hail Mary from his team?
No, this Batson challenge is really all that they have, but it gives them the ability to make regular pronouncements, talk in the public, and they may find some particular extraneous incident that they can use out of context. But you said it right. If we were sitting in my classroom, you'd get the gold star.
Now, I want you to pay attention to how he said they may be able to find something and use it out of context. Okay, they're the ones trying to paint the narrative. And here's the thing, if they were not concerned, beloveds, I want you to pay attention. If they were not concerned about the appeal going through and him getting another trial or possibly getting the sentence vacated and his his conviction overturned, they would not be going through all of this. They're the ones painting a narrative. Okay, D. Major Skellin is trying to clown me, clearly, talking about not the hotel motel queen. Do what you gotta do. Thank you, beloved. Okay, thank you for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Miss Donna Kendall. No, thank you, beloved. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for your contribution, okay, and your kind words. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, listen, this is all so crazy. This and that, like I told you all earlier, they always get one of us to throw the rest of us under the bus, and he clearly had no problem doing so. He's the one painting this narrative, but let's let him cook.
The trial is already happened, and the appeals courts are only going to review the law. They're not triers of fact. You can't introduce new evidence. And the way this trial ended up being carried out, the judge was very careful to make sure that he didn't leave opportunities for this case to be set aside.
Quickly, the father of the victim telling Will Kane that the family of Karmelo Anthony wasn't there for the victim impact statements. Quote, they left that poor child up there by himself as soon as that verdict was read. What does that say to you about the ulterior motive with this appeal and with the case overall to use this tragedy, to your point, to gin up racial tensions? About 20 seconds to you, Horace.
A young man is going to be sent away for 35 years. It would be great if his family came together, acknowledged what happened, apologized to the Metcalf family, and apologized to the nation. Instead, it looks like a bunch of racial hustlers are trying to divide us. I hope it doesn't succeed.
It is a sad case. There are no winners here. You hope that the racial card is not being played to create some quote-unquote winners in this context. It's not right. Horace Cooper, thanks for
Okay. Fox News is known for propaganda spewage and also for painting narratives. And then for them to say, a racial divide, this country's already been divided, as I told you. And not to mention, there has been a bunch of division due to this case itself. And that is all because of people who look like him. Okay, like Fox News. Now they want to try to flip the script and blame it on Black people, but that's not going to fly, okay? Because they've done enough to let us know that for them, it's all about race, all right? Because after all of this evidence has been coming out, they're still in denial. They're still trying to act like Karmelo's a cold-blooded killer, okay? And J Love the Queen, thank you, beloved, for your super sticker donation. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so now let's get into it, because here's what's going on. So supposedly, Eddie Para changed clothes at the track. Now, why would he be changing clothes at the track? But not only that, someone has pointed out that, in fact, Hunter, when they came in, remember when we saw them walking into the track meets? Hunter took off running, and you'll see him speed past everybody and blatantly go right up to Karmelo. I'm going to show you that footage, but then I'm going to tell you why, in fact, it has been alleged that Karmelo Anthony was targeted in the first place. Okay, so this is all getting real crazy. Let's go to the footage of Eddie first.
Right there, see him taking them off?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Who is
That
it?
look like Eddie. That looks like Eddie.
And why would he be taking his pants off?
Hey,
Exactly.
I'm talking about
That
it's
look,
raining.
because
gonna
maybe
take your
he had
clothes off?
blood on his clothes.
And he looked around before he walked off.
Yes, he's
That
in
looks
his
like
boxers.
Eddie, y'all. He's got that
Yes.
hairdo.
Can you rewind it back? I missed it. I couldn't really see it.
somebody down here, y'all.
There he is.
right there.
Look. That looks like Eddie, I'm telling you.
That does look like Eddie. I think that is Eddie.
And look how quick he's walking, y'all.
Well, I stopped it.
He looked around after he did it.
Let me see if I can. Somebody's on the floor.
Now, the question is, why was he changing his clothes at the track? Okay, that's real crazy. But I also forgot to mention this. So, as far as the guy on the news, clearly a raccoon, okay, a self-hating and self-loathing one at that, for him to say what he said is basically true about the evidence not being admitted, but there are some exceptions, okay? There are limited circumstances where you, in fact, can have new evidence that can alter the appeal. Now, it usually requires the appellate court to send the case back down to the trial court, okay? And then you have to qualify the new evidence. It has to meet certain criteria. For example, the evidence must have been impossible to obtain or discover before the trial ended, okay, even with reasonable effort. Also, it cannot be repetitive or add slight strength to an argument that has already been made. And also, the evidence must be so significant that it would realistically change the outcome of the case. Okay, and that is absolutely the kind of evidence that I absolutely believe that they had. Okay, so with that all being said, let's continue. Now, I'm going to go to this video where this guy shows how Hunter just ran past everybody and then goes up to Karmelo. And Eddie was lying on the stand, if you ask me, because he was protecting himself. And I do believe that Eddie is really afraid of, I think he was afraid of Austin and Hunter. And I don't even think that Jeff Metcalf really liked Eddie, because I was told that when he had that barbecue at his house where the witness by the name of Jose was clearly there, well, I was told that all of them were there except for Eddie, that Eddie was not invited. And I wonder if that's because Eddie had been hanging out with Karmelo. Okay, please pay attention. Now, here is the video clip. You'll see Hunter and Austin and all of them walking in, but Hunter will be the one that is running.
Now Hunter runs up from the back. He runs up to third place. When they walk up, you can see the two in front branch off, as Hunter is the one that goes up and confronts Karmelo Anthony first. Austin is in the back. Now,
walking right here. The only thugs I see and bullies are the ones that go straight up in through the gap. You see that?
He went straight up there.
Those are the ones that...
The two branches off. Hunter goes up and is the one that confronts Karmelo Anthony first, standing over him. While Austin comes up and he goes around to the left side of Anthony.
You can't make this up. I didn't do it. That's why you're looking at me some type of way. But what I can tell you is that's Hunter Metcalf and Austin Metcalf walking into the stadium. And yeah, you can see it with your own eyes. Hunter is in the very back. Hunter's story, when he first told his story, he said he acknowledged Karmelo Anthony first. But we noticed all the witnesses said Austin Metcalf said something to Karmelo Anthony first. As you know, in this video, you can see it with your own eyes. Hunter Metcalf jogs past Austin. Yes, it jogs past Austin, runs right through the gap, straight to Karmelo Anthony. So it's like, as soon as you walk into the stadium, you spot him way from over there. Yeah, they had problems when they came in. They spotted him way from over there. You cannot make this up. And he ran to start up with Karmelo. Now, in Hunter Metcalf's first time he told his story, he was telling the truth. Because the second time, he said he sat down and Karmelo said something. No, he ran straight in there. And then Austin and Metcalf and them walked up and piggyback off of Hunter Metcalf. Because Hunter said, my brother got my back, right or wrong. Yes, if Hunter robbed a bank, his brother got his back. If Hunter S.A. a girl, his brother got his back, right or wrong. It's his own two words. You cannot make this up. And what I can tell you, you see him right there acknowledging, saying what he did. Yes, the video explains everything Hunter Metcalf said in his first interview. Then he said Austin grabbed his bag. Hunter didn't tell no lies. But all the witnesses told truth. So you telling me Hunter lied? Or Hunter was telling the truth and the witnesses lied? You can't have both. And then they get upset. Look, that's why for 35 years, yes, they gave Karmelo Anthony, Frisco, Texas gave Karmelo Anthony 35 years, and the Metcalfs. Yes, because that's who they was with, Frisco. Yes. And they gave the people 35 years, but they knew that if your videos and if it did not look right, do you know Austin Metcalf is going to be a meme for 35 years, including losing his life? At the same time, for 35 years, if Karmelo did not get jail soon, he will be a meme for 35 years for sure. Yes, he would never be able to rest in peace for 35 years. Until Karmelo get out and the culture forgets about, you know what I'm saying, Austin Metcalf due to Karmelo being out. But I don't see that happening. If they put him away for 35 years and the videos and the situation look like it wasn't fair, like right now, yeah, he's going to be a meme for 35 years. Y'all prepare for that. It's Austin and Hunter's mama prepare for that. Y'all finna.
Okay, I want you all to pay attention. I want you all to pay attention. This is all so crazy, but hold on. So something else just came out as well. So the person who threw the stuff in the trash can, the person who put something in the trash can the other day, they say that that person was Austin's best friend and really good friend, Carson Young. So let's go to the footage.
This guy here, he's picking up the garbage can. You see him? Now he's gonna scoot it down a bit, dig in it, get whatever out. And that's that. He's walking off. Now let's watch that one more time. Let's watch that one more time.
Now that's who they say is Carson, but you all saw this. I showed you all this the other day when I noticed that someone put something in the trash can, but also later it was shown that the person came back, took what, and then fled the scene at a quick pace. That all been said, they're now saying that that was Carson, but here's what Carson looks like. Hold on, beloveds. Okay, here it is right here. I was looking for the clip. This is Carson.
Can and then move him away from the trash can, and then whenever the coach or whomever was walking Karmelo down by the track, he is also seen going back to the trash can, taking something out, putting it in his pocket, and then he like scoped the scene out, and then he just took off running. So now everybody is speculating that, okay, what was that in your pocket? Why was you over there digging in the trash can? Why did you make multiple trips to the trash can? And I'm talking about he immediately went to the trash can after the situation happened. Like, he ran right to the trash can. I'm about to just post a little clips at the end of this video so y'all can see. And then y'all get.
Okay, so that was him. So all of these people that were friends with Austin and Hunter, these people were all in on it. Okay, now I want to say this. Now, supposedly, they're trying to put people in jail. Okay, it has been told to me, and this is all alleged because I got this all secondhand information, but someone from Frisco told me that they have been they have had charges pressed against them. Okay, they have to go to court on Friday. They have to go to court on Friday for a status hearing. And then after that, if everything doesn't get cleared up on Friday, they're going to have to be back in court July the 6th. Okay. And this is all because of things that have been done by this woman by the name of, what is her name? I think her name is Tiffany Billions. Tiffany Billions. Now, they say that this Black woman named Tiffany Billions is supposedly a conservative, and she's down with Sarah Fields, the one who's been lying, the one who lied and said that she saw the video, and we found out she didn't because her name was on the list, but it said no next to it, proving that she did not see the video footage, and she's been painting narratives and all of this. Now, this woman was supposedly acting as a double agent, from what I'm told, this is all alleged, saying that she was acting as though she was advocating for Karmelo and talking to the family and all of that. saying that she was even collecting money and all of this, but the money was not being given to the Anthonys. Now saying that some of it was possibly being given to them, but some of it she was supposedly keeping for herself. And then she was actually working with the other family, okay, is what they said. So I find it all interesting. Now, that person is going to be on my show on Friday after court, hopefully, okay? And they sent me the affidavits. So I'm going to share that on the screen. They also told me that someone else had also been arrested, someone who was advocating for Karmelo or who was supporting him and whatever. That person was also arrested. Okay, please pay attention. You all look out for the trolls because I just had to put one of them out of here. Hold on. Hold on. It looks like they're still in here. Hold on. Okay, so they should be gone, at least one of them. You all pay attention to the trolls. Thank you. Yes, they're staying on code. Okay, I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this affidavit where this person has to go to court. And then Tiffany Billion supposedly lied when this person found out that she was the one who set them up or whatever. And she was denying it at first until they had proof because they said her name was in the paperwork. Okay, this is right what it says right here. Shall report any changes to online identifiers, including establishing any new online. I'm going to skip past that. Okay, it says on Sunday, June 15th, 2025, at approximately 12:14 p.m., investigator Ken Adams received an email from Deputy Frederick stating he submitted an incident report associated with Morris Dwayne Turner. Okay, Deputy Nort advised me he took a report today from Wesley Farrell about comments Mr. Turner made on a TikTok live panel. So they're trying to get people locked up. I want y'all to pay attention for even talking on TikTok panels because the other guy, I think his name is Emmett, that person was also arrested. Okay, please pay attention. This is real deep. Okay, so during the interview, Mr. Farrell said that Mr. Turner mentioned he is still in contact with one of his victims. Okay, then says on Monday, June 16th of 2025 at approximately 8 a.m., investigator Adams conducted an online search on Morris Dwayne Turner and discovered he has two online identifiers. So basically, they're trying to get this man locked up. Okay, like I told you, he has to go to court. And one of the people that he mentioned, that's mentioned in the paperwork, a man by the name of Wesley Farrell. Okay, let's talk about Wesley Farrell because Wesley Farrell is friends with who? Jeff Metcalf. Let's go to the picture. Okay. Wesley Farrell is friends with Jeff Metcalf. And so with that all being said, it's a wonder that he's coming after this person. I think this is him right here, if I'm not mistaken. But the guy sent me the affidavit. He sent me this picture and basically told me that they're literally setting people up. Anybody who's going against the narrative. And also he told me that some of the people actually moved. Some of the people actually left the area because they were being threatened and bullied. And also at the end of the day, hold on, here's another picture of Wesley Farrell. Hold on. Okay, I think he was actually the other guy in that picture because this is him right here. Let me share. Okay, there you go. Now this guy right here, like I said, is supposedly friends with Jeff Metcalf. And they say that Jeff Metcalf has pulled. Okay? This is all crazy. So that's the picture right there. This is him right here. That looks like him right there. Hold on, beloveds. I can't believe these people are going through all of this. Now, you know that it has to be something nefarious for all of this. That's him. Okay. And it would make sense because he's a licensed real estate and salesperson. Now, remember, they said Jeff Metcalf also used to sell real estate. So that's likely how they know one another. But check this out. Now I'm going to tell you allegedly why they say that Karmelo was targeted that day. And someone had to have called them. I'm pretty sure it was Eddie that texted them. Okay, let me go to one more video clip first. But I'm pretty sure that it was Eddie that texted them. And now they're saying there were 2 knives at the scene.
Okay. What's happening? So let me just say this. Under 9.32 Penal Code, Texas law, we may have a major problem in this Karmelo Anthony case. It appears to me that there may be more than one knife involved. And I also now know for a fact that somebody, when the incident was over, you know, when Austin was supposedly poked, somebody went to the trash can there at the bottom of the bleachers. Is this why they didn't want their video to be released? Were they worried about us finding out? What's up with this other knife? What's up with the one knife? You know, looks camouflage, halfway open. What's really going on here? But no, Cat Freezy, you did a good job with Christopher King. You're right, you did a great job. That was awesome how they took care and did that on their laptop. Moving cursors around, showing arrows. Karmelo Anthony was assaulted by more than one. And you know something? We don't even know that Karmelo Anthony was the one that even used a knife into Austin Metcalf, now do we? We don't even know that. We don't even truly know if that's how Austin Metcalf truly lost his life. Boy, I tell you, y'all doing some awesome work. Y'all doing some awesome work and sending everything to me. So, hey, Prosecutor Worski and Prosecutor Willis, forget about the defense attorneys right now. What the fuck you hiding? To you investigators at Frisco PD, what the fuck's really going on? Why wasn't the so-called knife in trial in an evidence bag? Why was it just a cardboard picture of what you claim was the knife? Why is it now I'm having pictures sent to me that shows the multi-tool? Under Texas 932 Penal Code, you must have force on force. So let's just say we know that he was assaulted by a couple people. We know that. 2 or 3. We know that. But let's just say knives were pulled. Is that why there's other knives in photos? Is that why? Because if that's the case, when Karmelo Anthony pulled what he had, if he did pull something, that's force on force. See, so many people fail to understand. I do know how to read law. I know how to interpret it and understand it as well. Y'all, this case is crazy. I mean, what the hell were these investigators doing? And what were they doing when they seen the video and seen an individual go straight to the trash can? Why would somebody be going to a trash can if Austin had been stabbed? Why wouldn't he be there trying to help him? So whatever he went to the trash can and dumped out in there must have been very, very, very important to keep out of his possession any longer. I think I'm on to something big here. I really do believe maybe a couple people pulled some knives And they didn't want you to know that. What else would an individual be putting in a trash can? I'll be live in a little while. Just wanted to bring some things to y'all's attention. Well, look at my bio. You'll see my YouTube channel. Thank y'all for the support for Karmelo Anthony. This is far from over, folks. Far from over.
Okay, so J Love the Queen, thank you for becoming a member, beloved. I appreciate you. Okay, Truth Brown said this makes sense because why Hunter say Austin threw the bag and I never seen a bag get thrown yet? Well, it also makes sense because Hunter admitted that he was the first one that said something to Karmelo. Now, he claimed that Karmelo was sitting behind him, but in fact, we saw him literally walk right up to him. Eddie had to have been the one who texted him. Eddie had to have set this whole thing up, and that would explain why Eddie was so quick to pull out his phone and record this, even though he wants us to think that he didn't actually record. But let me tell you something else that I found out today, okay? So I was told that Mike Howard, hold on, let me pull this up real quick, because for all the people who are out here lying and spreading narratives saying that Carmelo Anthony's parents squandered the money, I mean, they're literally out here bashing his mom and dad. I want you all to pay attention, and it's really sad. They're out here lying on these people, even some silly black guy who is a whole raccoon gossiping on the internet about things he doesn't even know, saying that they squandered the money and scammed people out of almost more than $500,000 and all this stuff, and they didn't pay for their attorney. Here's the proof they paid for the attorney. All you have to do is go to Mike Howard's TikTok, okay, and it has this under his profile. I'm going to pull this up right now. Yes, he should be disbarred, Greta Lee. He should be in jail. Okay, if you can see this, hold on. Okay, now let me share this on the screen. Okay. Okay, so I know you all probably can't see it, but what it says is Mike Howard in the Carmelo Anthony case. It says Mike Howard was Carmelo Anthony's private defense attorney, and the controversy around him comes from his family's later criticism, plus the trial's self-defense framing. NBC reported that Howard defended Anthony as acting in self-defense during a split second of chaos. Now, what Howard's role was. NBC reported that Howard represented Anthony in the murder case tied to the high school track stabbing. Anthony's family hired Howard as a private attorney, not an appointed public defender. A former Dallas County Assistant District Attorney said Howard's defense called only one witness after the conviction. Howard's closing argument portrayed Metcalf as the aggressor and said Anthony defended himself in a split second of chaos. Okay, in my opinion, that was just him trying to make it look good, as you all can see. Okay, right there. All right, so that should clear that up for the naysayers who keep trying to act as though these people took money. And here's the thing, like I told you all, the father had a very good job at a car. And here's the thing, the guy that's saying some of this stuff, this black guy, he's sitting there talking about he saw their house. They had a nice house and a couple of nice trucks. Okay, I'm sorry, for a black person to think that other black people can afford nice things, okay, without them scamming people out of money is insane to me. Okay, at the end of the day, these people did move. I'm sure they did use some of the money to move because they were having death threats. So they had to move at one point, but they absolutely did pay Mike Howard. Okay, but Mike Howard seems to have taken the money and ran because he sure didn't do his due diligence. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. These people are something else. I mean, they just keep on trying so desperately. And this is how you know that they feel like something's going to happen to where this case gets overthrown. They're clearly pressed about it. Okay, but here's another thing I want to tell you all. I was told today that Mike Howard was initially acting in the best interest of Carmelo. Okay, with that being said, you know, trying to get his bond reduced and stuff like that or whatever they say, but then this is all alleged because I got this secondhand, but the person told me that Mike Howard had a meeting with Greg Willis, the prosecutor. And after he had that meeting, that's when he flipped and everything changed. Okay, so that all sounds plausible, but let me say this as well. So the reason that I was told they targeted Karmelo on that day is because earlier there had been an incident going on at the middle school, which is like not far from the track venue, if I'm not mistaken. And so that have been said, Karmelo was one of the people that tried to help stop the whole thing. So they say that it was Hunter and Austin. Okay, and some of their friends, they were supposedly harassing and bullying a female student who was over there at the middle school, but she actually attended Evansville High School. So they got into trouble because it was Karmelo and other students, not Karmelo by himself, but it was Karmelo and some other students who stopped them from bullying them. Somebody went and told, and then they were trying to like stop them or whatever, trying to get the girl out of there. And so they were upset. If you notice, I told you all the other day when we saw them walking into the track meet, they were moving like they had a purpose, like they meant business. Well, that's because they were pissed off because they got in trouble. They got in trouble for messing with that girl, and then someone called Megan Metcalf, which is their mother. And if you remember, Hunter said that he called his phone and his mother answered it because he left his phone in his mother's car. And so the mother, when she found out that Austin had been stabbed, that's how she was able to get there so quickly. I think she even beat them to the hospital because she was already in the area because she had been called to that school because of her son's bullying someone, all alleged, mind you. This is what I was told. Okay, so now this is sounding like, think about how we saw the scuffle. And so they were mad about that because Karmelo was one of the people. Okay, so, but think about how we saw the scuffle under the tent. And then when Karmelo popped out, it looked like they were still scuffling. So what if someone went to poke Karmelo and then poked Austin? Now, Karmelo likely did have one of those tools, maybe, because that would explain why Karmelo said, I did it. It's not alleged, I did it. And then also, remember Austin, or not Austin, but Hunter and his friends supposedly told Fox 4. Now, this hasn't been confirmed because they said the news report was taken down, but they said supposedly they told the news reporters that Karmelo grabbed the tool that they'd used to put up the tent after Austin punched him in the face. Something else happened after that. I don't even think for sure that Karmelo is the one who even stabbed him. Like, this all sounds crazy because if Karmelo stabbed him, why were there 2 knives on the scene, supposedly, allegedly? And then what was that was thrown in the trash? And then later, someone came back and got it. Why was Eddie changing clothes? There are so many questions. And then that guy that was just on Fox News saying that they're not going to allow in new evidence. But I told you, if they find out that evidence that was not admitted, that could have been exculpatory, that evidence would likely be allowed in during the appeals process. And I believe that it absolutely will, because just like Country Boy just said in his video, that the knife, Exhibit 34, they didn't even show it in court. It wasn't in a plastic bag. It wasn't brought in. Somebody told me that the detective or the police officer said that he didn't bring it because he didn't have any gloves. How does that even make sense? What do you mean you didn't have any gloves? When evidence is bagged and tagged, it's already put in a bag or whatever. All he had to do was bring the bag. But what are you talking about? No gloves. You can get gloves from anywhere. You can literally get gloves from anywhere. So that makes no sense. And then basically, they just showed something that they claimed looked like the knife. And I think that the picture we've all been seeing is not even what was used at all. These people are diabolical. I want you all to pay attention. So now we have Mike Howard, who came, they say he came initially with good intentions and then had that talk with Greg Willis. Again, this is all alleged, it's hearsay, but say that he had that talk with Greg Willis and all of a sudden he flipped. Okay? What if Hunter did this by accident? What in the world is going on here? Okay, anyway, but let's continue. I'm going to go to some videos of people sharing their thoughts on this whole case. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance.
And why he didn't fight them fair. First of all, it's not a fair fight. These are two twin brothers, and it wasn't just the two brothers. Now we found out after we seen the footage. It was two twin brothers and a tent full of their buddies. On top of, weight classes exist for a reason. If professional fighters have weight classes because weight and height makes a factor in a fight, what makes you think this little untrained Karmelo Anthony is supposed to fight two kids that are twice his size? Karmelo Anthony like 7'5", 8, 100-something pounds. These two twin brothers, 6'2", 6'3", over 200+ pounds. That's over 400 pounds against 100-something pounds. Literally twice his size. He's supposed to fight a whole tent of people because y'all think it's right? No, nigga. I feel my life is in danger. I'm getting cracking and I'm getting up out of there. Period.
And what's crazy, majority of the people that be saying all that probably never been in a fight in their life. Probably won't even squabble nothing. And the same type of people that wouldn't put their hands or bust a grape in a fruit fight. That's why I don't be getting from them. He could squabble or whatever the case. Y'all don't know how that man grew up. Y'all don't know if he was really a good boy. Whatever the case it may be, he might not have the heart to do that, or just wasn't in his favor. None of y'all niggas is squabbling on the bleachers. Nigga that big will slam you on your shit, and you never know what could happen. Nigga, he probably really felt like his life was in danger. Nigga, the first thing the boy admitted was said they tried to get him and everything else. Like, he never, even he asked that, was the boy okay? So y'all act like the nigga had no empathy for the nigga or whatever. But first thing he said, they tried to attack him. They got aggressive with him, and they got up on him.
On that body cam.
On the body footage.
He said they put their hand, he put his hands on me. I told him not to put his hands on me. He put his hands on me. So, and that's raw emotion right after it happened. So it's not like he sat there, thought of a lie. No, this is the cops right there on the scene. And he said he put his hands on me and admitted he did it. So come on, bro. And y'all keep saying, why was he in the tent? Why was he there? What the fuck you mean, why was he there? This is a track meet.
And on top of that,
I don't need a reason to be there other than I want to be there.
And on top of that, didn't they say the weather was messed up and all that stuff?
It was raining, but I'm like, the dumbass questions about why you're asking why a teenager who goes to the school is at the school track meet. What the fuck do you mean? I don't need a reason. I'm at the track meet. What are you talking about? Oh, why didn't he leave when they told him to leave? No, wrong question. Why did they feel they had the authority and power to tell another student to leave and their students? Why didn't they go get the staff? Why did they think they could put their hands on them to remove them? They're not staff. They're not police. Why are y'all not asking those questions? Right. We already know why. Fuck out of here. Free Karmelo.
And let me tell you all something also. Karmelo got there earlier that day so he could help the kids with disabilities. And that would also explain why Karmelo was supposedly trying with the other teens to get them to stop bullying the girl from Evansville High School. Okay, I want you all to pay attention. And then here's the thing. It is so crazy to me that the defense attorney Mike Howard, that he didn't go and talk to the woman, okay, of the child that Karmelo saved. Why he didn't have her to come and testify? No coaches or anything. And another thing is, they were talking about how his parents left out of the court during the sentencing. Well, I was told that the judge told them to leave, that they were escorted out by security. Okay? So I just find that all very interesting. There are so many lies being put out here, and these devils are putting out lies on purpose to confuse people and to just further keep up chaos. Now, with that all being said, there was something else I was going to tell you all about Karmelo. Oh, someone said that they reached out. I do believe it was an attorney who reached out to the woman who was the mother of the child that Karmelo saved, and they asked her if she was ever contacted by his defense attorney to come and testify, or to not testify, but to speak about his character. And she supposedly said no. Okay, but let's continue. So that's just all, that's him throwing the case right there. There's no other way around it. And the fact that that knife was not even entered in as evidence and all this other shady stuff, I absolutely believe that this has a good probability of being overturned.
Somebody gonna tell it. I don't know who it's gonna be, but somebody gonna tell it. Somebody is gonna flip. We are too close to the truth coming out. Somebody's shaking in their boots right now. Everybody's not gonna risk their life and their careers for the Metcalfs. Somebody gonna tell it. Now all I'm wondering about now is who gonna tell it. Is it gonna be Eddie? Is it gonna be this Carson boy that has been discovered to be the person that's discarding something in the trash can? Hey, on that 911 call, didn't that boy say that Austin had the knife? Somebody gonna tell it. Somebody gonna tell it. Eddie, I hope you flip. Somebody get this video to Eddie. Eddie, go ahead and tell it, my boy. Go ahead and tell it, because they gonna throw you under the bus, Eddie. They don't like you. Go ahead and tell us the real and why y'all wanted to jump Karmelo. Because somebody gonna tell it. And you better hope they don't put everything on you, Mr. Parra. And for all of the people who saying that Karmelo provoked that incident where Austin was unalived because he said, touch me and find out, I just got a question for you. When a snake hiss, is that provocation or a warning? Like when a rattlesnake shake its tail, is that provocation or a warning? When a dog growl and show his teeth, is that provocation or a warning? I'm really struggling to even figure out how is it that Austin can walk aggressively up 5 rows of bleachers and that not be provocation, but Karmelo can say, touch me and find out, and that is. When you was younger, and your mama, your daddy, or your grandma, granddad told you don't touch that hot stove, was that provocation, or was that a warning? When you put an address in your GPS, you driving down the highway, and your GPS say, police reported ahead, is that an invitation to speed? Or does that mean you probably should slow down? When you're driving down the community and you look up at a red light and it say, cameras in use or cameras enforced, is that provoking you to do a crime, or is it warning you to not do a crime? If somebody does something towards me and I say, I'm gonna call the police, am I inviting that person to continue whatever action they were doing to invite me to call the police? Or am I provoking that person to continue doing what they're doing? I don't know. I'm no genius.
What the heck is going on, man? Why am I seeing all on my For You page that the parents of Karmelo Anthony, y'all know Karmelo Anthony, the young kid who unalive one of the twin brothers, and recently was convicted and sent to 35 years in prison.
Now, this is a whole raccoon here, you all, and he's sitting up here doing a whole lot of speculating, okay, and gossiping at the same time, okay? Somebody who looks like Karmelo, the nerve of him, okay? Please pay attention, spreading malicious lies.
The parents or someone created, I don't know if the parents created the GoFundMe or other people created a GoFundMe for a legal team to help Karmelo Anthony's case, help him fight his case. But now they are saying that the parents of Karmelo Anthony has scammed thousands of people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Tell me this ain't true, man. I'm just gonna say allegedly, because all on my For You page today, every video I click past is saying Karmelo Anthony parents scam people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. They say Karmelo Anthony parents bought them a house, bought them some nice vehicles. They even showed a picture of the house with looked like a Cadillac Escalade, a white Escalade, and a nice car sitting in the driveway. It might have been a white Suburban. I don't know if it was an Escalade or a Suburban, but either or, there's some very nice vehicles sitting in that driveway.
So he sounds like he's a whole ass hater. Why is he worried about what kind of vehicles they had? Like I said, he's acting as though they couldn't have gotten nice things without doing something nefarious. Okay, let's not forget that Drew Anthony worked at a car dealership, a big one. Okay, and he was like a manager or something like that there before he had to leave, thanks to Jake Lang coming up there and harassing him on the job.
Now they're saying that Karmelo Anthony parents actually scammed them people out of all that GoFundMe money. Now, again, I said allegedly earlier in this video because I don't know how true it is. But if this is true, man, that's
exactly why he shouldn't be saying something like that if you don't know it's true. Why would you be saying that about your own people if you don't know it's true? This is nothing but a gossiping raccoon.
Messed up. If y'all scam these people out of their money and didn't get that boy a proper defense and y'all use that money for your own personal use, that's messed up.
Thank you, Miss Special K. So he was the general manager for Mercedes-Benz dealership. Okay, that's why they had nice cars, because Karmelo himself drove a Lexus. I think he got it for his birthday.
Because your 17-year-old son or 19-year-old son is now got to rot away in a prison for 35-something years and is not eligible for parole until he does at least half of that time. The question is, did Karmelo Anthony parents scam these people, man? Did they really scam all these people and use that money to satisfy their own personal needs? Buying houses, designer bags, exotic SUVs, and then got the audacity to come on camera crying in front of millions of people. Again, I'm not saying that it's true. I'm only asking a question because why am I seeing these videos on my FYP? And I have not seen one video of Karmelo Anthony's parents coming out rebutting the rumors that's going around.
They did come out and rebut the rumors that are going around. And in fact, they literally showed the email. I think I showed you all that like a week ago, where they showed the email that the mom got from the crowdfunding place that said they were not going to be able to host them. Okay, because they say that Sarah Fields and her minions allegedly have been contacting all these crowdfunding places trying to get them shut down. Now, the previous money was spent on Mike Howard. Okay, he got his portion of the money. And then they also used some of it to move, like I told you all. But this man, why is he pocket watching them so hard? He sounds like he's jealous.
About them scamming people out of hundreds of thousands of dollars. Last time I checked, that GoFundMe has touched down at over $600,000, man, to help pay for his defense, man. So what do you guys think? If it's true, should the parents of Karmelo Anthony be liable for paying every single red cent back? Should those houses and those cars go back to the dealerships? Because that's scamming, right? That means if they can get away with doing a scam like that and making almost $1 million that they didn't even deserve and didn't even do the right thing with the money with, that means anybody can do that. Isn't a scam a scam? Again, I'm not saying this is true. I'm just saying if it is true, that's really messed up on every level, man, that your son is sitting in prison literally for the rest of his life. And y'all could have did something to help him out, to help his defense. You guys let me know in the comments, man. This is crazy.
This is a smear campaign, and on Juneteenth of all days, the fact that they released this vague-ass footage of the Austin Metcalf stabbing and its surveillance from across the stadium, you can barely see who is who under the tent. But what really makes this look like a smear campaign is the fact that all the news media now have a hold of this footage, and all they really want to focus on is Karmelo running yards away from the tent, away from the bleachers. They are trying to make him look like a coward on a national scale, and as a chain reaction, here comes the bigots. Oh, see, look how he's running scared. Why didn't he do that from the beginning? He did have room to retreat. Bruh, it's like clockwork. And then not only did the police body cam footage show that this kid complied with the police, but he actually did regret what he did. This makes perfect sense now why the defense moved for a dismissal so quick, because again, they did not prove intent. And you cannot argue hearsay from the witnesses on the stand because some of them got caught lying under oath. This is by definition a smear campaign by leaving out all all of the details. Where was the recordings from the student athletes? Why won't they release that? Yeah, this shit needs a retrial. That appeal needs to be approved by a new judge, and they need to have a whole retrial, bruh.
Okay, now with that all being said, Wayne says that they left out what Austin said to him for him to say, "Don't put your hands on me," and left out that whole conversation or anything that Austin said. Exactly, because a witness testified that Austin told him, "I'm gonna beat your bitch ass." Okay, that's what they say Austin told him. Okay, and then he supposedly said, "As long as you don't touch me, we're cool." So these people have told a whole lot of lies as far as I'm concerned, but let's continue.
What's up, y'all? It's me again, your friend to the NA, Mike Ski from CT. Karmelo Anthony's lawyer.
Anonymous, thank you for your super sticker donation, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Moderators, please look out for the trolls. I just blocked one. Okay, let's continue.
Defense team, the initial one, possibly being disbarred for hiding information. Now, what person who is hired to defend you in a court of law is going to do things to railroad you to ensure that you're found guilty? A racist one. Texas, if you fell into the motherfucking Atlantic Ocean tonight, I'd be giving you a standing ovation. You guys in Mississippi, there's no place in these here divided states of America. Oh, yes, it is. Divided states. Yeah. But you both should just roll off into the ocean and keep the people that have the common sense and the intelligence and the ones that are here to help Americans fight and survive. But the racist ones float onto the ocean with the land and don't look back and don't come back. Take your happy-go-lucky asses over to Europe. Serve the queen there. Mike Ski, CT, later.
I hear a lot of people saying, he's going to get 35 years in prison. There's no way around it. It is what it is. His appeal will be denied. You can't be that stupid to think that the appellate court isn't waiting on this case. Everything that happened to Karmelo Anthony was meant to happen because God is using him. 3 + 5 is 8. When you circle the number 8, it is what goes around, come back around. So that is going to come back around and he's going to be released. First of all, let me start here. His due process to get to prison was totally violated. There is a 30 to 90 day process that they must go through to send him to prison. That is diagnostic. He skipped all of that. That's another thing. The list is long.
If you're not praying for Drew and Kayla at this point, keep their motherfucking name out your mouth. Stop spreading lies on this family. They haven't said anything to anyone. Leave Kayla and Drew alone. So stop spreading lies on them with all these fake platforms reporting that they have GoFundMes. That's a lie. They don't have any more GoFundMes. You need to be worried about Jeff Metcalf, who's probably had about 5 or 6 of them, who's still receiving money and funds. That's what y'all need to worry about. Don't worry about Drew and Kayla, especially if you don't have anything to say about them that's nice. Leave them alone. Stop it with the lies.
Perjury. You committed perjury. I want you accountable for perjury. You fucking lying ass.
I don't know too much about law, but I know every single one of those witnesses in the Karmelo Anthony case lied, and I'm hoping that they are held accountable. Now that we've seen the video, I think their parents should also be held accountable, and their grandparents, and any person in their family, for them being big fat liars. You liars.
Okay, y'all heard what she said, and she wasn't lying. Now, I want y'all to pay attention. Letitia, thank you, beloved, for your Cash App donation. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, so this is all real crazy. Now, he didn't want it to be about race because he didn't want anyone to find out that he was racist and that that's the same way he raised his sons. Now, that's just my opinion. Okay. Original Pure Black says, I believe Karmelo will absolutely be free. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about that. Now listen, the appeals process can take years sometimes, but there are certain cases where the attorneys, the legal team can in fact file a formal motion to expedite, okay, or a motion for calendar preference. All right, so this has to be done for the appellate court or the administrative board. Now they'll have to submit a sworn affidavit detailing the case and what it requires, and that it requires immediate resolution, and then they have to establish a good cause. So that good cause would mean they would have to say why it is so important for them to have this case reviewed quickly. Now there are several reasons. You could be having financial hardship, okay, you could be having medical emergencies or irreparable harm. Here's one of the things. Let's not forget that Karmelo has epilepsy. So I'm sure he takes medication for that, because one of the things is if a person has some sort of illness, okay, and they could have end up with some sort of prolonged hospital stay or whatever, then sometimes they can get it sped up. So maybe that will be the case. I certainly hope so. But let me say another thing too that I was told. Now, the person from Frisco also told that they were going to send Karmelo to the bird units. If you all remember, I told you all that. I reported it, like the day, I think it was the same day that he was supposed to be transferred to prison, or the next day or whatever. They said he was supposed to be going to the bird unit, and that the person there that was in charge was allegedly related to Jeff Metcalf. Okay, their name was Talon Metcalf, and they were like the senior supervisor, or the senior, I think the senior supervisor or warden or something like that. But after this person made some phone calls and got in touch with certain people, because they say that they heard that Karmelo was being sent there, and they feared that something was going to be done to him. So they made some phone calls or whatever, and then Karmelo ended up being taken to another prison, okay, for his own safety. So that's crazy. It seems like all of this stuff was done in such a rush because they wanted to have him sent to that bird unit, and who knows what would have happened. Because they want this to be done and over. They don't want us to keep talking about this. And I know they're so furious that we just keep digging. And as we dig, we keep finding out more pertinent and relevant information. Okay? And there's still more information that's going to come out, I'm sure. Now, I do believe, like what that young woman said, that someone is going to eventually talk. Now, let's go to this video footage from the prosecutor. If you all remember, I told you how the prosecutor had allegations of SEX against him, okay? And then they ended up settling. Their insurance paid like $1.75 million, okay? With that being said, I didn't realize there was an actual news report where he addressed it. So let's go to that. We're going to be out of here in a minute, and I will be back in the morning. I'm going to be doing research tonight to get more details.
The Collin County District Attorney came out swinging today against a lawsuit accusing him of sexual harassment. Flanked by staff members and his family, he presented what he calls evidence, proof the allegations he says are false. Fox 4's Blake Hansen with more. Blake.
Yeah, Heather, this case has not yet gone to court. Instead, the district attorney called a news conference to defend himself to the public. In the courthouse where his office prosecutes cases, Collin County District Attorney Greg Willis presented evidence of a different sort.
I have been unfairly attacked, and Jill and I feel compelled to set the record straight.
Flanked by his wife, as well as female staff and prosecutors, Willis responded to a lawsuit filed late last month in which several current and former employees accuse him of sexual harassment. The lawsuit also says his first assistant attorney, Bill Worski, created a toxic workplace.
These accusations are false. The things they allege simply did not happen. The truth is that the citizens of Collin County deserve better.
Although the lawsuit is 75 pages, Willis focused on a handful of specific allegations, including a former prosecutor who said during an exit interview, Willis proceeded to give her a full frontal hug while her arms were stiff beside her body. He rubbed her lower back with his hand.
Hold on, you all. Listen. So I just received word from Desmond that they have Austin's autopsy has been leaked. Okay, they say Austin's autopsy has been leaked. Okay, so we're going to go to that video next. Let's continue.
Hands and pressed her breasts against him. Willis played audio he recorded of the meeting, showing the woman asking for the hug.
You are so wonderful. Thank you so much. And I'll see you around.
The truth is now clear for all to see. What she said in this lawsuit did not happen. It is a lie. It is false. And now everyone can just see how false, defamatory, and outrageous these claims truly are.
Willis also shared letters written by some of the plaintiffs that he says were unsolicited and praise him. And his representatives published a website called CollinCountyTruthFiles.com with those letters and the audio.
So are we to believe that in the same year where she claimed I harassed her 3 different times, at the end of that year, she says that I served as an inspiration to her and helped her to be the best version of herself every day?
Susan Hutchison is an attorney for the plaintiffs.
That is actually something that we have pleaded in the complaint, was that he required incessant flattery and gratitude, and that he berated those who wouldn't give it to them.
Hutchison says the evidence presented proves nothing.
I thought it was very bizarre that he would take the stance that he's cleared his name by cherry picking out a couple of paragraphs when there are over 150 paragraphs of allegations and 6 different people, several of whom he didn't even address.
She also points to the full audio posted to Willis's website but not played at the news conference. It features the employee telling Willis about sexual harassment and abuse she experienced while working in the district attorney's office.
I just don't want to leave on this very sour note, but there are many examples, and not just for me. But I think everyone's kind of afraid to say anything.
Judge, will you allow this issue to go to court so you can have everything laid out?
Willis did not answer questions at his news conference. In the lawsuit, the plaintiffs are also suing the Collin County judge as well as the county commissioners. Heather?
All right, Blake, thank you.
Okay, so now we have to find out about this autopsy. You all, this is bombshell information. I was just looking at the video. Let's go to it. I don't know who leaked it, but Desmond, shout out to you for sending me that so quick before I ended this live. Let's get into it. I'm going to Twitter where I just shared it, or X. Y'all, I didn't get to see the whole thing because I was trying to hurry up and get everything set up so I can show you guys. But it looks like something about some meth in the bloodstream. Y'all, let's get into it. This is all crazy. Now, remember how they said that stuff about, hold on. Chris B said the autopsy is fake. Are you serious? Hold on. Oh, okay. Thank you, beloved. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, hold on. Let me check something real quick. Hold on, give me 1 second. While I'm checking this, let's go to this next clip. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
What's up, E-Mob? This your boy Gerald with the NC Beat. I need to fact check myself and make a correction from my reporting yesterday, where I told you guys that there was a photo dated May 23rd, 2025 on Jeff Metcalf's Facebook page. Now, this guy right here is Jose. Now, I reported to you that Jose was a state's witness. He was not a state's witness. He was indeed a defense witness. Let me just let you know how we got here. So I was tipped off about a post that someone made about this photo right here, or this post that's on Jeff Metcalf's page, more than a month after his son, Austin Metcalf, was fatally stabbed at a track meet, okay? The person who originally made the post about this post tried to make it seem like, just edited everything that he said in the caption. So I had to go find it myself to find out what it really said. So this is what I found, okay? As I was doing my research, I found that Queen Sheba Darling over on YouTube, who was a journalist and was inside of the courtroom during this testimony, had circled Jose. And she said, during this witness's testimony, Jeff Metcalf could be seen directing the witness's responses by nodding yes or no as defense counsel asked questions. The nods were signaling the witness while he testified under oath. Then she said, quote, Jose lied under oath. I was able to find another video of her kind of explaining how it all went down after a caller called into her show confirming what she had said, because they had also saw Cody Thomas from Court TV report the same thing. Listen.
Metcalf allegedly was helping one of the witnesses answer the questions. In your comments, in your comment section of that video, everyone was saying like, oh, who is this woman? She's just biased, saying anything. And then Court TV, or Law and Crime, YouTube page with like 1 million something followers, their reporter said the exact same thing, that the witness was looking over at Jeff Metcalf and he was visibly shaking his head in the courtroom. Yeah. So if everyone else was able to see that and Judge Roach was kicking people out for whispering, how is he not seeing a witness look over at someone in the gallery and giving answers to like, how is he not seeing that? That just doesn't make sense to me.
That's a good question. So let me tell you what happened with that, and thank you for asking. So when that was happening, Judge Roach was positioned this way. If you can see me, Mr. Metcalf is back there. So Judge Roach would have had to have turned this way to see what was going on. I was able to see it because I was this way, and I'm watching the witness, and I could see every time he was asked a question, he would look like, if you, right, I'm looking into the screen, are asking me a question and I go this way every time I answer, and I'm like, what is he looking at? I mean, it went on for at least 20 to 30 minutes. So finally I attempted to position my body because I thought maybe he knew somebody in the jury. But it was Mr. Metcalf he was looking at. And when I leaned back to take a better look at the jury, I could see Mr. Metcalf telling him when to say yes and when to say no. And at the exact time when a defense said, would you describe Hunter Metcalf as a big boy, a bigger boy? Mr. Metcalf said, and the witness said, no. At that point I said, he's leading the witness. And I forgot I wasn't supposed to talk in court, and everybody's like, shh, shh. And I just dropped my pen and paper, and I was like, I don't want to take notes anymore. But it was absolutely jarring. Free Karmelo.
Shout out to Weekend Night. I was able to get some notes from her about Jose's testimony. Jose was interviewed by the police after the stabbing. He said that it was very clear that Eddie knew Karmelo. He said that Eddie called Melo to the tent. He said they talked about 5 minutes. He said nobody had a problem with Karmelo under the tent at this time. He said that Hunter Metcalf was the first to say something about Karmelo being under the tent. He said that Hunter had asked Karmelo, who are you? Jose is the defense witness, okay? This is the part where Jose was asked about Austin being substantially bigger than Hunter. And according to Court TV, Cody Thomas, this is what he witnessed from Jeff Metcalf.
Boys, 6'1", 6'2", linebackers, over 200 pounds. And they started talking about the size comparison thing again, starting to go down that rabbit hole. And they were talking about Austin. Austin was 6'1", 213, according to the medical examiner. This is crazy. And his brother Hunter, the defense is like, well, Hunter was similar in size, trying to make them out to be, the big bullies and all. That's the narrative they're going down. And as the defense attorney is asking this, I can see
Hey, I'm going to stop it right there. I was letting you all listen to this. I already told you all most of that stuff, but I was investigating this autopsy report. So apparently it's fake from what they're saying. Now, the first news report that I found on this thing is from April the 20th of 2025. Okay, and it says that false Carmelo Anthony claims fake Austin Metcalf autopsy drive Frisco stabbing misinformation surge. So this obviously has been out since 2025, I guess. Wow. So hold on. Yeah, it says toxicology and autopsy report of Austin Metcalf released. So they're saying this is fake. Okay? I want y'all to pay attention. At the end of the day, listen. What if it wasn't fake? What if it wasn't fake and they're just saying that it is? Because they don't want us to know that he had illegal substances in his system. I don't know. This lady says she made an online request. Hold on. Let me see what she's talking about. Okay, I'm going to play this video. I'm going to send this to my email real quick. She's typing in something. I don't know what she's typing in. Well, let's see here. Hold on, beloveds. Let me mute myself for a second. Okay, so guys, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing to see here. The lady was basically saying that the fake autopsy, the one that everybody was saying was fake, she was trying to request the actual autopsy, but I guess they never responded back. Okay, so it looks like that's fake. Okay, well, anyway, Shoshana says, I think they threw the rugs in the garbage. It's no telling what they threw in that garbage, beloved. But you know what? There is so many questions that something is not right about this whole thing. And I wouldn't put it past Austin, Hunter, and their little friends to be doing something, to have been doing something illegal. Okay, as far as substances, I don't know, because they seemed like they were so amped up. Why were they over there at that middle school harassing a female? Okay, why were they harassing that girl? Why were they harassing the teenagers allegedly? Why were they just bullying all of these people? And like I told you all, I was told that some people they had to pack up their families and leave. And also, this man told me that 18 people showed up at his house making threats, and he had to also move. 18 people showed up at his house, okay, about this whole thing and about him talking about it, whatever, and he had to, in fact, move as well. So, who are these people? I mean, in the community, people must really fear them for some reason. And I also want you all to pay attention, because remember when I told you all, when I read to you what the cheerleaders said when they sent the letter to the coach, that email, and how they said they don't understand what makes Hunter go into his rages, plural with an S, not just one rage, but rages, like this is something that he had a pattern of doing. Do you also remember that when Jeff Metcalf was on the news, I think it was the other day when he did that report, do you all remember him saying something about Austin had his rage on the football field? Do y'all remember that? But I just thought it was very interesting because he used the word rage as well. When you have to use the word rage to describe someone when they're angry or upset, that is not a normal level of just getting mad. When someone is enraged, that's on a whole nother level. So I just find it all very interesting. Like, this is real crazy. I'm going to be doing a whole lot of research tonight and seeing what all I can come up with. And I'll be back again in the morning, beloveds. Now, in the morning, I plan to come on here early because I'm going to check out of this hotel I'm going to check out of this hotel at about 11. Okay. And controlled rage, phenomenal Scorpio. That's what he said, right? He said something about controlled rage on the football field or something like that. But he definitely used that word rage. Okay, so listen, I love you all to life. I want to thank you all for being patient and for tuning back in. I'm sorry the live messed up earlier. Now, I unlisted that live because I don't want people to keep going to it, trying to watch it, and then it cuts off or whatever. Okay, so, but I will be up in the morning. I'm going to be on here at like probably about 8 o'clock for the early birds, okay? Because I'm checking out of here as soon as I can at 11, okay? Please pay attention. All right, so thank you all for your donations and your kind words and all of that. And I love you all to life. And each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Until next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got